Hey, how's it going? My name's Jason, and this channel is all about electronic music production and the gear that we use to make it. I'm a house music producer, and I've been releasing tracks for a number of years, and over that time, I've strategically bought and sold pieces of gear, and I've gotten to a place where I really enjoy each piece of gear. It has a purpose, it all sounds great together. And I want to first off say thank you for all the support that's been coming in so far. I just started this channel under a month ago, and already I'm seeing such great support from everyone. And I'm so thankful for the comments that come in as well. This isn't just meant to be a one-way channel. I want to hear from you. I want to start up conversations about gear, about music. And really why I've started this channel is to help. Maybe you are just getting your start with music production and you'd like to know what gear should I use and how do I bring it together to create tracks. If that's you, you've come to the right place. Now, also, this channel is for those who are well along in their production. We all come across that point where we're kind of feeling uninspired and we're not sure how to get over that hump. Overall, what I've found is it's better to dig into the gear that you already have. Get creative with it. Find ways to combine it in new ways so that then you can make exciting music that's your own. Now, today is about bringing your musical talents together to make interesting music that's unique, that's your own, creating your own sound. You might be a trumpet player alongside your music production. You might be a violin player. I'm a guitarist first and foremost, so I find ways to include the guitar alongside synths. Today I'm going to be showing you some unique ways to do that. So let's dig in. Now first, let me just introduce kind of what's going on here. I've got the Minilogue XD that's going to be supplying our bass line and our melody. And it is going into the circuit tracks, so that way it can be synced up. I can create some beats, and also I'm going to be using the circuit tracks to add an arpeggio at some point. Now, why do I have the Minilogue XD going? Well, this is because I'm assuming a lot of people have heard this before. You might even have one of your own, or you might have the OG Minilogue. And I'm showing you again how you can combine things that you already have to make something new sounding, to make something unique. I've really appreciated the Minilogue XD. I've held on to it because not only does it sound good as an analog synth, what I also use it for is for this multi-engine, and because it allows me to go into kind of the digital world with FM sounds and with additive synthesis and those sorts of things. It's an ever expanding synthesizer. So that's why I've held on to it. That's why I'm using it today. Now, I also have these two pedals here. My guitar is going into those. I'm actually going to be running from my guitar amp in the preamp out, and it's going to be coming into this here for chorus, a slight chorus, and then the black hole for reverb. We're going to be bringing it all together to create melodies and arpeggios, like I said. And by the end of this, we're going to have a jam. And as I said, this is about inspiring you. What kind of instrumentation do you have? What kind of talents do you have that you can bring together so that you can bring in that much needed human touch in your electronic music? So let's start out, and I've already got a song in mind. This is something that I was working on before I started recording, and I've got a bass line, I've got a melody, and I know which chords I'm going to be using. Now, for those of you who have a bit of theory background, I decided to write this in the D Dorian scale. Here's the typical minor scale. Right, and then here's the Dorian scale. So as you're going to hear, that's going to create some interest. Now, as far as the patch goes on the Minilogue XD, I've got something kind of simple going, but I've added a little bit of texture. I've got two sawtooth oscillators going on here for the main part of the sound. I've added some cross mod. Add a little bit of thickness, add a bit of interest, and I'm also adding in a little bit of white noise on the high setting. And then I also have some delay going on here, and it is the high pass delay, and it's set to the tempo. So let's hear the bass line now with a bit of a beat going on behind it. Now I'm going to play the melody. A bit. Bring it up more. Open this up a little. I've got this pre-recorded. When I press these, it'll bring in the melody. You'll be able to hear the Dorian scale if I kind of hint at the chords a little bit. Listen to this. Pretty, but also funky. Now here's an arpeggio to go with it. Now here's just the resonance a little. Out the guitar so you can hear these things together, because I think this is where things really start to come to life. So that was the guitar doubling the melody of the synthesizer. And you can see how when you have two contrasting sounds that come together, it creates something unique. That's the idea here. You've got the buzziness and the kind of fullness of the synthesizer, and the guitar I'm using as a clean tone, and the two come together, as I said, to create something new. That way, again, we're creating contrast to create something unique. Now, another thing we can do with a guitar or another instrument that you are using to go alongside the synth melody is you can create harmony with it. And you can imagine the way that singers would create harmony. One of the easiest ways of doing that is to add notes that are a third above the melody. It's got to go along with the key, so sometimes it's not going to be exactly a third. You're following the key as you're going. This takes some experimentation, but roughly it's a third up. So let me show you what I mean. Now, another thing that you can do is double the arpeggio. Now, this one gets a little tricky because some arpeggios are easier to do on a keyboard than they are on a guitar. But I'm going to double it up the octave, and I'm going to let the notes ring out into one another. It creates a really cool effect. So check this out. So hopefully you can see the potential here, how nice it sounds with the guitar doubling up the various synth elements. So let's try this all together. I'm just gonna jam it out with the track, and we're gonna have the beat going, and I'm gonna be doing different things with the guitar to try to make a little bit of a song here. So let's dig into that. right, that's it for this video, and thank you so much for joining me. I hope this was an inspiration for you. Let me know in the comments if there's ways that you've found to combine your musical talents to create something new. Like I said, it doesn't have to be guitar, it could be any other instrument. You're looking to combine it alongside your synthesizers in unique ways to create something that's uniquely yours. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm trying to reach as many people as possible with this to try to offer some positive support and help in the music community on YouTube. So if you like this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I try to release content every week with something new, with more videos on how to get the most out of your gear in order to create music. So check back next week. Take care. Bye.